Hi, my name's Don Morris and I'm your Cabinet Member for Highways and Flood Management at Gloucestershire County Council. Every year we spend more than £2.1 million on flood prevention and highway drainage across Gloucestershire. Climate change is increasing the risk of flooding, but we're committed to greener Gloucestershire and we're investing in flooding resilience. Here in Cheltenham, large water storage areas are being created in these fields to help protect residents. These areas can store almost 25,000 cubic metres of water. That's more than enough to fill 6 Olympic-sized swimming pools, and it helps to reduce flood risks for 179 properties.
What we're looking at here is an attenuation basin. This was built in the wake of the 2007 flooding, and we at Gloucestershire County Council wanted to find a way to try and manage that flooding. And what this scheme actually does here is the watercourse flows down into the town. What we do is take water out of that stream in times of flood when it gets to a certain level, feed it underground into this attenuation basin, which will slowly fill up and discharge the water into the bypass channel. So when the river's running at spate, when it's at high level, this will effectively balance that level and make sure that the water going back into the watercourse is at a rate where it's not going to cause flooding downstream.
In Nailsworth, underground drainage has been improved to reduce the flood risk to homes and businesses in the town centre. Every year, we clear more than 130,000 drains across the county. And in the Forest of Dean, natural flood management schemes are working with nature to prevent flooding by installing leaky dams and reconnecting floodplains, boosting biodiversity and slowing the flow of water through the area.
We are looking at some leaky dams designed to hold back floodwater and slow the flow in a flood event. Here we've got a situation where we've put a leaky dam in, water is held up behind it. You can see the bed level resets upstream and the water's held back, so it's retained up here rather than going to the downstream communities. The principles of NFM is it's many interventions, and often people might look at that and think, what's that going to do for flood risk? On its own, nothing. But because we're putting so many interventions in across the catchment, we're going to store so much water in the upper bit before it affects the downstream community.
We're working with our partners, the Environment Agency, Forestry England, to ensure a long-term sustainable solution. Naturally managed, natural flood management. It's sustainable. The costs are relatively slow. As you can see, there's not much material here. It's all natural material. And I think it's a win-win.
We're all deeply passionate about community resilience, we're deeply passionate about climate change, and we're deeply passionate about doing what we can do to build those communities' resilience to a changing climate. And we want to do that in a way that we work with nature, not against it. We want to not just increase climate resilience, but increase biodiversity. And it's something we're all very proud of.